I'm back. With an in-depth Easter or spring holiday makeup tutorial. Sorry, it's allergy season. So bear with me. And please forgive me for that. My apologies again. In this tutorial, we're going to do bright but minimalistic at the same time. So yeah, we're going to do the we're going to do the Anastasia brow freeze in the tube for my eyebrows. We're going to keep it nice, minimalistic, understated. Again, my apologies. My apologies again. I'm popping back. We are going to take my MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot. I always do my eyes before anything. So we're going to grab my brushes for that. Hi, Maya, if that's how you say your name. My apologies if I'm pronouncing not correctly. Apologies. I'm back. I had to get off camera to pull something really fast. And then, is that all? Oh, my concealer. One sec. My eyeshadow palette just fell. I'll be right back at you. Sorry about that. This is a drugstore eyeshadow palette that I got off of Amazon as a Christmas gift or holiday gift, if you will. Hi. Sorry, I'm not really that talkative because my allergies are making me a little iffy right now. First step, I'm going to carve my eyebrows because I want them a little more defined. And I'm going for a natural definition, but I want my eyes a little more open. So I'm going to carve them, not do anything else, but carve. to make them a little more straight and make my small eyes appear like I have a little more space. It's all depending on how you carve your eyebrows if you have small eyes. Hi, Misva. I'm not sure I know how to say your names. Please forgive me if I don't know how. I'm not done yet, but yeah, just stay tuned. Next step, I am going to get, these are two of my new brushes. But this one I'm not going to use for my eyes. This one I will. Hi, hi. Sorry if I'm not that talkative. I'm trying to do this and also get ready for going out. So if I'm not that talkative, please forgive me. Okay. We are going to use my Urban Decay All Nighter for my base primer, and I'm going to cut the crease with my other tinted eyeshadow slash eyeshadow primer duo by MAC later. So some content creators hate eyeshadow bases. I love them. But yeah, I find that eyeshadow bases are more for like oilier lids or smaller eyes mainly. Most use concealer and then prep with powder because they have bigger lids, but it's all depend on personal preference. You don't necessarily need an eyeshadow base. You can do it that way too. I'm just a little more fancy in that perspective and aspect. Excuse me again, my allergies are being annoying. But we are first gonna start with blending and diffusing. Okay. And making them meet and look seamless. Okay. Now that that's out of the way and done, okay, we are going to lock it in place with a little bit of this skin color powder to match. Okay. Basically a neutral or a white, but I'm using a neutral because I want this one to be my defining. Yeah. Okay. Which colors do you want to see? Comment. And it has to match this or contrast. This is the blue that I'm working with. Hi. Okay. I'm going to start by taking my brush Great. My brush fell. Not so good. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Pop off camera. Pick this up. Sorry about that. Everything happens when you're trying to be flawless sometimes with me. One of the not so happy joys of content creating, but I am gonna do, what should I do? Blue and gold, blue and purple, blue and silver. I'm thinking just all blue with maybe a hint of white. What do you think? So I'm gonna start with this eyeshadow right here. I'm thinking. And I'm going to feather it right along the crease. A combination of these two right here should do the job. Because it'll match well with the other one that I'm working with. And that's the effect I want. And I think I'll do gold on the inner. Combination of this with these two right here. And that is the same pressure. Hi, hi. My name is not Paka. Um, please don't ask me this kind of stuff. Someone moderate this out, please. Thank you. So, with that being said, we are going to then take my new Morphe brush, which is a little more tapered, okay? And we are going to make these two colors right here. mix. The darker blues. And I'm going to fan and stamp along the edge and then darken where need be. Then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So that they match. And you want to take your time with this. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to take your brush with the clean eyeshadow and you're going to carve under, just under the arch of your brow to give a little more light and spring feel to your look. Okay, you don't want it to be that dark, but you also want it bright. And that is why we raise our eyebrows to give a little more of a gap because my eyes are hooded since birth. So raising the eye gives me a little more sense of how far to go, if you will, to make them even. Okay, you're going to take your same brush and soften, blend, and then you're going to take this brush and we're going to cut the crease now with this palette. Hi everyone, I'm sorry. Hi Holly, I've been to the UK. I'm in the US myself. I'm in California. I haven't been to the UK since, oh, God knows, Holly, you're giving me flashbacks. I haven't been there since 2000. Like, not kidding. Checked out your neck of the woods once, the London area, though. Are you in London by chance? That's the only place I've ever been. Yeah, and I've not been to the area you're in, but, yeah, it was pretty cool, I must say. And then I'm gonna take this fluffy brush right here, and I'm dipping into my golds, and I'm mixing this one right here, which is like a toasted, and I'm mixing all these gold ones, golden, together. And then I'm pressing them in, and it's gonna give my brown eyes a little bit more of a pop. See? That's what happens when you mix blue and gold and you have brown eyes. As dark as mine. Brown eyes as dark as mine are very versatile, I think. You can make them pop, you can make them more subdued. Yeah, just depends on your vibe. Thank you. What time is it here? It is 3:53 p.m. my time. Um, it was gonna be quick. My brushes fell, so I had to bend down and pick them up. So if you're gonna be rude, get out of here. Oh, okay. And why? Cool, cool, cool beans. Another Yankee. I'm a transplant myself. I may live in California. I may have mostly grown up in California, but nah, I got some of that Yankee in me. I was born in New York. I left after I was walking and talking. And that's all you're going to learn about my personal life. Just make sure my eyes are even before I move on to the next step. Excuse me? You 49 are the one that's rude. I'm not being rude. I didn't do anything to you. I didn't say anything bad to you. You hopped on here. I didn't start the drama. Who did? I need a fucking moderator on here. Thank you, Rich. Okay. Okay. I make sure my eyes are even before I move to other steps. Now that they are even and super sharp, just how I like them, I'm moving on to the rest of my face. Anyone here want to be a mod? Because I could use a few. Just FYI. So whoever wants to be a mod, hi Sarah, hi Holly. I'm not done yet. Muhammad, okay? I'm not done yet. Thank you, T Gig. I'm not done yet. Who wants to be a moderator? I could use a few. Bye, Holly. See you next time. Shut up, Muhammad. Shut up. Hi, Divine Karma. Inappropriate, but thank you for the compliment. Hi, Alicia. Josh, I'm not even gonna dignify that one with an answer. And no, my skin is not great. I have acne-prone skin. Before you comment on my skin, you should listen to my other tutorials where I tell you I do not have perfect skin. And see for yourself all the bumps and stuff. And Not everyone is blessed. Okay, who wants to be a moderator? Because I need creeps like, yeah, moderated. Like ASAP. Thank you. I'd appreciate one. Thank you, Alicia. I can't deal with this. I need a fucking moderator. I'm losing my shit. Okay. Hope it's okay. I added you as a moderator, Alicia. Now, down to the rest of my face. Starting with counter. Thanks, Alicia. I'm not done yet. Please moderate all these idiots out. Thank you very much. Now that I let that sink in for a little bit, I'm going to go in with my barrier serum, which, you guessed it, they're both vegan and cruelty-free. Hi, Rachie. I had to add another moderator because of some stupid idiots. Extra idiots. Yeah, someone please get rid of this. I'm not dealing with this shit today. I don't have time for this. More vitamin C. Thank you. A lot of idiots. One thing I will say is you don't need to know my heritage or anything, but I do have some European genes and I have a European temper, so if you're gonna mess with me, not a good idea. Okay, now that that is out of the way, I am going to then finish the rest of my skincare and then go straight into the makeup. Minus the eyes. Eyes are done. I'm not touching it. Just face. Okay. Next is my other serums. Niacinamide. If you have acne or breakouts or like pigmentation, look into niacinamides. They're very good for that kind of stuff. It's good for getting it away and stuff like that. So if you have that problem, whether it's hyperpigmentation or anything, look into it and see if you can find one that works for your skin. Like literally. The Ordinary? Yeah, I use a lot of The Ordinary. I also use Drunk Elephant and all kinds of different ones. I'm basically a mix and match because not everything from the same brand works for my skin. So that's why I'm mix and match type. Yeah. Tatcha is very good. So is Drunk Elephant if you're looking for a good vegan moisturizer. Tatcha is Japanese. Yeah. Do not use any products I use on my channel if you are allergic to that type of product. For example, I use snail mucin. You don't have to if you're allergic. I just recommend and say if you have allergies to this kind of stuff, skip it and look for something similar that you're not allergic to. I am not like one of those content creators that's like, oh, you have to do this, you have to follow exactly that. No, I work with people based on allergies, based on this, based on that. I suggest based on different factors. And the reason for it is because I have allergies myself and somewhat the family I come from. And that's as far as I'm going, as far as my personal life is concerned, because it is personal. Got it? Good. That is why I can work with any concerns like stuff like that. Hi. Most content creators just do content and do not care if people have allergies. But since I'm a content creator myself that has allergies myself, I go the extra mile, unlike others. Uh, Thank you. Uh, Idiot. Get out of here. Oh no, we're not going through this again. Okay, next step in anything after serums and all is moisturizer. This is a Japanese brand moisturizer that I use. Tatcha. I also use Drunk Elephant. Thanks, Poppy. I know this. You don't have to repeat something I already know. Okay? But thank you. Rachie, if I'm ever up your way again, I'm definitely going to give you a shout out and let you know maybe we can kick it. You'll have to just do all the navigation and stuff. But yeah, I think it came out very good. Like my eyes on point, and it changed my eyes from being super dark to looking more brown. Yeah, they are fucking trolls, I swear to God. The reason I work with allergies and stuff is not only because I have allergies myself, it's because some of my family also has allergies, and some of my family is also within the realm of the medical field. Yeah. So that is why I can work with allergies, where other content creators are just basically there doing content for no reason. Oh Lord, here we go. Uh-oh. My poor thing got on my nose ring. So sorry about this little delay. But I had to take care of it before it drove me nuts. Now that it's back to shiny brilliance again, sort of. There we go. Then we can move on with the rest of the face. Okay. Now, I am going to do my primer. Huda Beauty. I'm going to do a little full coverage, but then I want more of a natural look today. I'm going out, so yeah. I don't want I want a full coverage slash natural beat today. Not an extra full coverage like I normally um do, because normally I'm doing my stuff like if I do it on Monday, then I have my acting class the next day, and I am a professional acting student and aspiring actor. That much I will tell you. So I'm trying to do two different professions at one time, so yeah. But and that's why I usually do more full coverage ones. But this time I'm taking it a little bit, yeah, I'm letting that sit and sink in for just a smidge before we do the rest of the face. Yeah. And in the meantime, I'm also going to prep my eyes with this Rock Eye Balm. This is vitamin C. Rachie, check into this. You might be able to use this because it's just oranges and hyaluronic acid. Do a patch test and check into it like I did. I thought I wasn't going to be able to use it, and then it turned out I was able to. And it's also good for discoloration, like these red spots, acne scars, etc. like I've got. Yeah, because if you're able to use this, it's gonna like really help. Usually it's just for under the eyes, but I've content creators, artists find ways to make products work. Like I even use this as a touch up just in case if I need to touch up on or fix creasing or whatever, and I'm on the go. So it's like, yeah. Here we go again. Stupid trolls. I hate trolls. Anyways, that being said, let that sink into under my eyes first, and then we are going to start with my NYX Buttermilk highlighter. I'm going to suck in my cheeks and see where I want the highlight. And I want the highlight just to be very natural, mostly under my eyes because my eyes are like really small, and I mean really. Okay. Highlight high points, remember. The bridge of the nose, just a little bit. Okay. Then we are going to do the rest of the face. Okay. Excuse me. I usually use a mixing palette, but I'm going to be using a plate today. So FYI, I lost mine, and yeah, just so you know. Okay. Sorry, people I live with are a little noisy. Yeah, we're gonna first take, my foundation. I'm sorry. Blush. Move everything for the eyes out because I don't need it anymore. And switch gears with the face brushes. I'm just going to keep the brushes in place for the eyes just in case I need to retouch or fix a messed up. Yeah. We are first gonna contour. Okay? We're gonna contour. We're gonna bronze. We're gonna, we're gonna use a blush that's kind of like a bronzer slash in this video. But yeah. First, we'll start with contour. Okay. And then we are going to take the same brush, but instead of blending with the brush, we are going to blend, okay? And I mean literally blend with the brush instead of applying with the brush. I like more of that sculpted Hollywood look and angular. That's why I do my cheek contour like this. You don't have to. You can do it up like that for a lifted look, or you can do it like this, or you can, there's many different ways to, or you can do the C shape, which makes it more youthful. It just depends on your vibe. And then I'm going to skip the forehead this time. And I am going to look. Where on earth did I place it? For my concealer brush. I'm going to take never mind. I'm going to look for my other one, which I think is missing somewhere. It's my carving concealer brush. It went missing. There. I guess I'm working with this, which is fine. This is going to be my concealer brush for certain areas anyway, and foundation. So I'm going to spot conceal that red spot because it's very visible, and I'm going to let it sit. Now, I'm going to take my contour brush and I'm going to blend out my contour. First, I'm going to go in like this. To give that angular shaped effect. And then down under. On my chin, and I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to move it okay, you see that? That's the look I want. And you are going to see how my jaw looks very sharp and snatched? That's the look I'm going for. Then I'm going to take this and apply most pigment upward. like that. Oh, hi there from down under. And I'm going to take the leftover and apply it to my forehead. I'm actually in California, but yeah. How are things down under? Well, actually, I'm from New York, but I basically grew up and still live in California, so for the most part, but still United States. So it's very, very interesting meeting people from all over the globe. Okay. We're going to take this same brush and we're going to dip into my Morph palette in After Party, which is going to be like my bronzer blush. For the sake of this tutorial. Okay. I'm not going to bronze my nose because I like my nose really bright, but a little bit where the sun would naturally hit my face. Okay. Next step is blush. Now, I'm going to be mixing two colors. I'm going to be first starting with this liquid. In the tiniest dot because it's very pigmented. It's by She Glam. It's from their Twilight collection. It is a red blush, so I am working very, very lightly with it. And then I'm going to pair it with some pink and make like a reddish pink hybrid, like a rosy, if you will. That's why I want a reddish undertone because it's going to read as more natural once I mix with the pink. I'm not done yet. So, yeah, that was rude. I'm not done yet. Okay? That was rude. Thank you, Rachie. Hi, Lily. Now I'm going to take a bright pink, also by Morph, in Blind Date. And I'm going to mix all three just like I did with After Party. The reason for this is because I'm going to be using a thinner foundation than I normally use. And it is going to be more sheer covered. by Revolution Beauty. Okay? That is why I want to underpaint. And that is what this technique is called, underpainting. Trust the process. When you underpaint, that's what you do. Okay? Don't judge it, trust it. Try it. If you like it, do it again. Now that that's all done, okay, we are going to take my plate, which is going to serve as my mixing palette. Don't ask me, my mixing palette went missing, MIA, and I have no idea where it is, so don't ask. Okay? It's already driving me nuts. Let's not drive me even more crazy. Thank you. Now, take one pump. I always start with one. And then I'm going to take my BK Beauty 116 brush, bounce the product around, and apply where I would normally, which is the perimeter of my face. Do you see how natural now it became? It's trust the process. And when you're working with sheer foundations, underpainting is the quickest, and I mean quickest way, in my opinion, to actually get your face done. Because if you mess up, if you overdo it or whatever, underpainting can blend it in, as you've just seen. In my opinion, what do you think? I think it reads very natural. What do you think? And I'm going to take the leftover of my foundation, swirl it, buff it, pick up the rest so I don't waste it, and apply to other areas where I need more. Yeah, please hide any crazy people. Thanks. I appreciate it. High Liberty. Okay, now that that's all done, I'm gonna go in with my corrector concealer. And I'm gonna go over the spots that only need it, that need a little more coverage. Like this red one right here, a little under my eye, a nose for the hollows and the laugh lines. A little more under my eye on one side because it's not that even. Okay. Bit on my forehead because I have some marks there, which drive me up the walnuts. Check out Huda Beauty. She has really good stuff. Then I'm going to go in with an oldie but a goodie that I don't use all the time anymore, but it is in my regular rotation. Too Faced Concealer in Snow or Swan. Snow. Sorry, I forgot. But I use it for brightening because I like a brighter complexion. And face, but you don't have to. Now I'm gonna let this sit for a little while, okay? I know what you're thinking. It must be crazy. I'm just gonna chat, vibe, talk a little bit because before I do anything, I want to make sure that it's a little more full coverage because I'm a full coverage girly. So this is going to be natural with a little bit of a full coverage twist, if you will. Okay? And then in the meantime, I'm going to look for this is an angled brush. This is technically for the eyes and eyeliner, but I'm going to use this for my nose because I have a nose ring and yeah, I don't want to get stuff on it. So we're going to first start with my face and I'm going to do a little bit of a mixture of the under the eye just to blend and fuse everything together. Okay. Because if you blend and fuse, then it makes your job a little less work. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. And the sides with the corrector, I'm gonna blend a little just to give a little more full coverage because I want that over there. And then I'm going to let it sit. Okay. And I'm going to cover that with the corrector, blend it a little bit, let it sit, and then whatever does not have corrector, I'm going to start blending first. And then I'm going to go over this side and then do the sides of my nose and under eyes. And then my forehead. See how it became a little more full coverage for me? Once I started that, and then I'm going to take my detail brush I take my time, go around the nose ring. Just to spread it a little quicker. And then go back around it. So whoever's got a nose ring, you know my dilemma. It's a little harder to do makeup when you have a nose piercing. Just saying. And Rachie probably knows what I'm going through with that. I'm sure of it. But anyways, I digress. Uh, how long it takes to do makeup around a nose ring. So, yeah. If you have one, you know my problem. And you know why it takes me longer. Rachie, can you please? Thank you. Okay. I don't need to discuss my love life with you people. Why are people so annoying? I'm an August Virgo, okay? I don't have patience like a September would. Don't piss me off. Ah, here we go again. I am gonna mix my Huda Beauty powder, which is in sugar cookie, with my lavender powder. And I'm gonna set and then brighten and then bake today. So I am setting, brightening, and baking. I'm flipping it around. Usually I brighten, set, and bake. When I do full tutorials here, it takes me longer than if I do a half tutorial or certain concentrated, like a mini one. Why? Because I'm doing an in-depth tutorial. And when you people ask me for in-depth, I go super in-depth. Okay. So if you're going to pick on me for being in depth, but you want me to be in depth, think about that next time. Please and thank you. Now that that is done, we are going to brighten and then we are going to bake. I'm going to take my Fenty lavender powder and brighten where I want my brightness. Which for me is usually my perimeter of my face so that my skin tone looks like it's normal skin. And then obviously under my eyes. And then my forehead. A lot of people, content creators this time of year, will do bronzy. I'm not one of those types. I don't tan, so I keep my skin tone its normal color. Because when I tan, I myself burn at the same time and get second to third degree burns, so I avoid tanning. I used to when I was younger, and I learned my lesson the hard way, never to do it again. So that's why I don't. But yeah. And then I'm just going to take this brush right here, detail fix my edge, which is a little crooked. And then I'm going to do the same for fixing my detailed edge here. And I'm gonna use the leftover on the brush to smoke a little of the under eye out because I'm not using bottom eyeliner. Except for in the waterline is the only eyeliner I'm using today. Tonight, rather. I want more of a natural, but like matches my favorite blue leather jacket type vibe. Yeah. See? Bright brown. Blended till it doesn't look psycho. And I'm going to take my Tatcha eyeliner, I think. Or is this by Tarte? It's one of the two. No, it's Tarte. Tarte eyeliner. Fake Awake. No idea what that means, but Okay, whatever. Preachy. No idea what you're meaning, but oh well, whatever. Quickly retouch and fix my eyebrows. Since I'm only using clear brow gel just to keep it minimalistic. And I can't find my other ones, so I'm just kind of going with the flow and what I have right now. What I could find at the last minute, kind of, yeah. Um, so there's that. And then I'm going to take this brush right here and I'm going to pop some shimmer with a little bit of gold. The inner corners and make it more awake and bright. And there we go. My eyes are done. My face is almost all done. The last piece to the puzzle is my baking and finishing up. I'm just going to apply a little more blush because it's a waste if I don't finish it. I think, in my opinion, if I don't finish what's on the brush, it's a waste, and I don't like to waste my products. And then I'm going to take my baking one size powder, which is in peach, and I'm going to lightly tap some on the lid. I'm going to take my sponge, press the excess off, bake my T-zone. And where I see fit. Smile lines. That whole area. Obviously, under the eyes. Forehead. Certain areas. Okay. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit before I finish off my face. I'm gonna press the bake in. Start on that area of my face. Then go down. Towards my under eyes. And then we are going to press a little more of the bake around. Okay. We're gonna powder melt, finish, and yeah. Take my brush with nothing on it. What color should I do my lip for going out tonight? If I can find my red. That's always a problem. I'm always losing my red ones. We'll see. I usually end up finding my dark pink ones or darker, like those tones versus my reds. My reds always end up disappearing on me. Not kidding. That's one of the disadvantages to having red lips, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And true facts with my life. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Not taking any more, just fixing the blue. And modifying it just a little. See that arch right there? And this, it's a little different because, yeah, I had surgery on this eye. That's why. But due to the gold, it's a little more even now. Okay. Thank you all for watching. And for all of you, though, who never gave me drama, I appreciate it. Please subscribe. Thank you to all my loyal followers. I am going to finish my face and get off camera. And that is my finishing spray by One Size. It's called On Till Dawn. And this one is Powder Melt. This one, I don't think anybody's allergic to. This is more like an aerosol spray, so I doubt you're going to have a problem with it. Thanks, Rachie. I'm not done yet. Who wants to see my fit? I normally don't show my fit when I get done, but who wants to see my fit? Because it's Easter, I will give that option. How do I look? Thanks. Okay. I will be right back in another video. Stay tuned.